It's time to learn from nature. It's time to learn from nature. It's time to learn from nature about our God. We thank you for creation. We thank you for creation. We thank you for creation. We thank you, O God. We thank you, O God.
Squiggly, squirmy earthworms. We are going to talk about earthworms. Where do earthworms live? Where would you find earthworms? If you dig under the ground into the sand, where it's nice and dark and moist, wet, you'll find some earthworms. Or if it's been a nice and kind of rainy season, not our summer. Our summer, you will not find earthworms under a rock. When you lift up the rock, you might find earthworms under there. Do you ever see an earthworm crawling, creepy crawling on a tree branch? Earthworms stay under the ground. How do they feel? Have you ever touched an earthworm? I have. It's a bit wet and cold and a bit slimy. It's not very nice for me. I know my other friends used to like earthworms a lot. They used to pick up a lot of them and put them in their hands and watch them squirm. Not for me. I don't want any earthworms in my hands. Earthworms are very good for us. They're good for the land. When they make the tunnels in the ground, it helps air to go into the earth. And that air is good for the plants, for the roots. And more water can go in too when they've made the tunnels. Also, worms eat leaves, and that is good as well. They help the ground to be healthier. They chomp leaves and then they poop it out, and it comes out and it's healthy, very healthy. Worms are very useful. Do worms stomp like a loud elephant? Do they growl like a tiger? Earthworms are quiet. They don't sing like a bird. They don't laugh like a human. They're quiet. They're quiet, but they're still very helpful. Earthworms are helpful and quiet and calm. Will you also try to be helpful and quiet and calm? Will you try not to shout, "I don't want to do this," or "I don't like this food"? Will you say, "Mommy, can I please take the bowl to the kitchen?" Or, "Mom, what can I do now?" And then you do it quietly and calmly. You take your bowl and you put it in the sink and you wash it up if you can, if you're tall enough. When we think of an earthworm, when you see an earthworm creepy crawling along, scrunching up the front, and then it pulls the back, and then scrunch, pull, straight, scrunch. When you see an earthworm squiggling along and wiggling along, remember it's helpful but quiet. Let's also be helpful and not noisy and angry. Let's just do what our parents ask us to do.